This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors, to episode number 40 of the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. Today we have good neighbor Deborah Hoffman from Southwest Florida Insurance joining us. Deborah, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's always good to get to meet people in the community and get to know a little bit more about them. So why don't we just jump right in and share a little bit about what you do over at Southwest Florida Insurance?
That sounds fantastic. So at Southwest Florida Insurance, we are what's considered an independent multi-line insurance agency. We have 3 locations. We have one in Naples, one in Fort Myers, and one in Port Charlotte. As far as a multi-line insurance agency is concerned, that means that we specialize in multiple different lines of insurance products. On the benefit side of things, we do individual health and Medicare through Florida Blue, group health benefits and life. And then we're also a property and casualty agency, and we specialize in personal lines property and casualty. So like your homes and your autos and your boats and your jet skis, and then also small to mid-range local businesses.
Wow, you kind of cover it all there, don't you?
We try.
That's good. You're one-stop shop for insurance. So how did you get involved in the insurance industry?
So I've been in the insurance industry for about 20 years now, maybe even a little bit longer, but we don't say that because then it's old. I started pretty recently after college. I used to work for a company called Aon, selling insurance products to automobile dealers, and decided that I wanted to be my own business owner. So I left Aon, started a small farmers insurance agency, and then branched out to own and operate a district operation with Farmers Insurance in the state of Michigan. And from there, we decided to diversify our offerings to the public to many, many different carriers. So now in both Florida and Michigan, we work with multiple different carriers offering the various products that we mentioned earlier, the homes and autos and commercial and health insurance benefits.
And for those who don't know, but your position to actually help more of your customers in a better way, just because you have a bigger portfolio to choose from rather than just one insurer, you have a portfolio to choose from, correct?
That's absolutely correct, Jim.
Yeah, and that's always good to have options.
Yep.
So are there any, I want to say, myths or misconceptions that we could maybe bust for our listeners today about the insurance industry?
There are so many misconceptions. Since this is open enrollment right now, open enrollment is a time that whether you're on Medicare or if you have an individual health policy, it's time to look at your coverages and decide what you want to do for the next calendar year. So these policies will all begin on January 1st of 2024. And we do this for individual health and also for Medicare. And one big myth buster out there as far as individual health is concerned is the marketplace plans. You can actually save yourself a lot of time and a lot of effort by working with an independent agent like we have at Southwest Florida Insurance, and they'll help you navigate the marketplace. I don't know, Jim, if you've ever been on the marketplace yourself.
No, but I've heard some horror stories about it.
A little closer to navigate, and our agents are very well versed and very well trained, and they'll help you navigate through it for absolutely no cost. So
that's good. That's getting some help. And there was one thing though I did learn about that is that if you are from out of state, is it true that if you try to get help outside of your home state, that it's a little bit more difficult to that plan or not?
So you have to buy health insurance in the state that you're a resident of.
Okay.
So
But
if
as far as getting service, say I hurt myself, I'm from Michigan and I come down here for vacation, I hurt myself down here. Is it difficult to?
so that would depend on what type of policy you have.
Okay,
An HMO, that means you have a primary care physician and you need to get serviced within that network. If you
got it.
PO, then you're free to use doctors in any network, regardless of what state you're in. So there's a little bit more flexibility with a PPO than there is with HMO, but they're both plans, and offer great coverage options. And both plans, regardless of which one that you're in, you can always get emergency care, if you are
Got it.
state.
Got it. That makes sense because we do get a lot of, snowbirds and tourists down here. So we want to make sure that, they're taken care of as well.
A lot of our snowbirds, they use a PPO, so they have a little bit more flexibility when they're going back and forth between Florida and their
There
home.
we go. Perfect. Perfect. So we've all been through some type of challenge along our journey. Is there something that's maybe defined you or put you in a better position today because of it?
I think if we're talking business wise, as a small business owner, we face many challenges, every day. One of the biggest challenges that, we face in this market, is staffing. It's really hard to, find great staff, that, consistently, persistently, want to work, put in the effort, daily. So that's something we always navigate through. Um, and I would say probably a pivotal point for me in my career is when I did make the decision to diversify away from farmers insurance. I learned so much working for farmers, great organization. And it was a really tough decision to decide to leave. But I felt it was in the best interest of the clients that we served, being able to offer them, multiple different types of coverage options.
That's great. See, always thinking of the customer. That's a good thing. So is there what I want to ask you? You're from Michigan originally.
Correct.
What brought you down here?
I guess the same as everybody else. You're fine.
Warm weather, sunshine, the
Yeah.
beach, all the above. All the above.
We have agencies in Michigan too. We have 2 locations in Michigan. So I go back and forth between the 2 states all year round. But, I purchased Southwest Florida Insurance in August of 2020. And it was just a great business, a great opportunity. And, not to mention Southwest Florida is not a shabby place to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's growing down here. It's
Yes,
it's
it
it's
is. Yes, it is.
crazy how big it has gotten.
Mhm.
So is there something else that maybe we haven't touched on that you'd like to share with our listeners in regards to the insurance industry or what you guys offer?
So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the property and casualty side of our business, which is near and dear to my heart. We gave you some myth busters and tips and tricks for health insurance, but same holds true with property and casualty. As many homeowners know, in this market in Southwest Florida, in property insurance rates have been extremely high and continue to increase as we navigate through some of the challenges, that present us in this market with huge losses. But I believe that there's relief in sight. The Reform Act that was passed in December of 2022, called for no assignment of third-party benefits, which will protect our insureds from releasing their benefits to a third-party vendor, which I think will help control costs. We are seeing a few new carriers coming into the market. We're seeing some carriers that left our market or closed for business, 6 months ago, starting to reopen. We're seeing many carriers buy policies or business away from Citizens, which is our state fund. And these are all really, really good signs for a healthy insurance industry in the state of Florida. Now, does that mean that you'll see big rate reductions in your homeowners policies anytime soon? I'm going to say probably not, but we are finding it a lot easier to find wind coverage, coverage for older homes, coverage for homes that have roofs older than 15 years old. So there's definitely a lot more flexibility out there in the market today than what there was 6 months ago.
And that's another reason to contact an expert such as yourself, just because there are just so many things going on within the insurance industry, and it's ever changing, and what it covers and what it doesn't cover. And this past experience has taught a lot of people that they need to take a tougher and longer look at some of their insurance and coverage.
It's always a good idea every year to give yourself a little checkup from the neck up. Make sure that the coverage that you have in place is taking care of you the way you intended it to when you originally purchased your policy.
That is it. And it's all about taking care of the people. And you guys are doing a great job, and I applaud you. Any last things for our viewers?
So last things for viewers is give us a call. At Southwest Florida Insurance. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to help you with your insurance needs.
And how would they get a hold of you?
They can call us at 1-800-239-1212.
Perfect. Deborah, it's been a pleasure getting to know you today, and I hope to see you out in the community here soon.
I am sure we'll run into each other very soon, Jim, and thank you so much for having me on your podcast today.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. We'll see you. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpestero.com. That's gnpestero.com or call 239-296-2621.